and welcome to Connect. I'm Randy Shavilo. This week we're going to be interviewing Mr. Gregory Burke, the new Executive Director and CEO of the Remai Modern Art Gallery of Saskatchewan. Originally from New Zealand, and now we're proud to call him one of our own here in Saskatoon. Not only is this gallery the future home of the Modern Art Gallery of Saskatchewan, the Remai Modern Art Gallery of Saskatchewan, it's also where the Picasso lino cuts were unveiled. Simon Hyatt had that story.
Right now, it's little more than an empty lot. But the future site of the Remai Art Gallery of Saskatchewan recently became much more beautiful.
And now to bring this exceptional Picasso collection to Saskatchewan is the most exhilarating and rewarding experience of my life.
Ellen Remai purchased 405 prints by Pablo Picasso valued at $20 million and has donated them to the new gallery, effectively doubling the value of its permanent collection.
In many ways, I think it's going to put us on the map. I think we have a game changer. We have an asset here now that I think the city can leverage to brand, market, and promote this place and what it offers to people and new employees and workers and visitors from around the world.
The collection includes 193 of the 197 lino cuts Picasso made between 1951 and 1966. As well as 212 working proofs. They were purchased from the collection of Picasso's printer and are in excellent condition.
So we will be paying very close attention to our lighting and our humidity controls. It's unfortunate they couldn't be here with us today, but that's one of the reasons, is that we want to make sure that they remain in that kind of pristine condition as they did in the printer's own workshop.
The donation is especially exciting for the gallery's chief curator, Lisa Baldessera, who has been on the job for a little more than a month. The former U of S art student, who has worked internationally, beat out 22 other applicants for the job.
We wanted to find somebody who brought a good understanding of the Canadian contemporary scene. We also wanted somebody who understood the context of our gallery, a gallery on the prairies, which is different than a gallery in southern Ontario or the West Coast.
So I spent 3 years here in the mid-90s, and I was incredibly moved by the kind of community spirit and work ethic and just that kind of commitment to a broader picture that comes out of Saskatchewan.
These are replicas of two of the more famous prints in the collection. Eventually, the genuine articles will be placed on the third floor of the gallery in a dedicated Picasso salon. While the building won't open for at least 2 years, Baldessera believes this collection is just a hint of things to come.
An international gallery in Saskatoon is our vision, and it is absolutely where we're headed. So this is extraordinary, and the programming that we are building and that we're going to do on every level, from contemporary art to modern art and to more historical work, is our vision for this place.
From River Landing in Saskatoon, I'm Simon Hyatt reporting.
The Remai Modern Art Gallery of Saskatchewan pleasantly taking shape along our riverbank. An imposing feature that we've been waiting for a long time. Some of us have been involved with the steering and technical committee to help design a place that would be a real people place and a gathering point for many to come down in Saskatoon and from around the world to share some of our experiences here on the riverbank and some of our residents as well. With me today is the Executive Director and CEO, Mr. Gregory Burke at the Remai Modern Art Gallery of Saskatchewan. Mr. Burke, thank you for joining us today, and can you give us a bit of background about yourself and where you've come from and how you came to Saskatoon?
Well, I was born in New Zealand and I ran galleries there. I've been involved in arts management and galleries all my life, really, all my adult life. I was recruited to Toronto in 2005 to run the gallery down at Harbourfront Centre, and what drew me here, of course, is Remai Modern.
And what was it about the Remai Modern that put that on your radar in terms of your professional career and moving to Saskatoon?
Well, to be honest, I was not looking to go back I'd run galleries for a long time. I wasn't looking to go back to run a gallery, but when I just happened to see this on an international web service and my jaw dropped. I thought this doesn't happen very often. It happens really in any country, and this is a chance to actually establish a major new gallery from the ground up. But I think two things, or there's a few things that really I just thought this is like the stars aligning. Firstly, it's going to be the most iconic gallery in Canada, and that's what I could see right from the get-go. So, why is that? Well, one, you have got a design by Canada's leading architect. I should know. I've worked with him in the past. I chose him for a previous development I did in Toronto, and I'm going to say this is going to be his best building ever. But two, what makes that so much more special is the extraordinary river valley frontage. So it's both the setting and the design of the building. Extraordinary. And of course, not least amongst the things that were attractive to me was Mrs. Remai's vision. I mean, that is, her cash donation on behalf of her foundation, her cash donation is one of the largest in Canada's history. And add to that the donation of the 406 Picasso lino cut prints. It's just extraordinary. And I think that she, by doing that, was very smart in the business sense, because she's created something that is of international significance right here in Saskatoon.
And I think that's what a lot of longtime residents are kind of astounded by, is that how would something like this put us on the international stage? Is it the lino cuts themselves? Is it the reputation? You mentioned, building the gallery from the ground up. What is it that makes this so significant compared to other cities and that infrastructure they have for the arts community?
I think it's clearly about the ambition that was set by Mrs. Remai, and we've got to live up to that. So we're not just going to be internationally significant because of the Picasso lino cut prints. We've got to put a program and a business plan in place that matches the ambition of that, and that's definitely what I'm here to do.
It was also mentioned, along with the donation, was funding set aside for programming, and I think that's kind of what the ripple effect is having throughout this immediate area in terms of attracting the artists, raising their profile, and giving them some hope that the exposure and training that they can have and tap into a wider market and so on. Your reputation comes on the tongue of good rapport over the years of searching for someone to lead this. There's about 24 months or so before this opens, and where do you see the next 24 months leading up to that opening? What do you plan on doing? You have the new branding, but what else is there?
Well, we spent some time on the brand development, and clearly you mentioned Mrs. Remai's other donation to support programming, and her intention there is to help us bring in some world-class international exhibitions. So I'm amongst the many things I'm doing over the next 2 years is securing those things, because they take a long time to secure. So beyond that, though, I think that what we try to do is define a brand that matched the ambition and the boldness of Mrs. Remai's vision, but we wanted to retain what I think is very important here, a sense of the accent of Saskatchewan, if you like. I mean, we all speak English, but we speak it with a different accent. So metaphorically, I want to define that this is a global institution looking at world art, modern art but from a Saskatchewan point of view. And in that sense, we kind of can bring Saskatchewan into an international conversation. So it's a very reciprocal kind of relationship.
So will you have some arrangement with other galleries so that there's mobile showings of other institutions' work or installations of other artists that would be traveling throughout North America or the world?
Oh, absolutely. And I'm looking at opportunities at the moment in Europe as well to bring over major collections.
So if there's someone in Saskatoon who's been a long-time resident that says, well, how many times would I possibly visit the gallery? How would we respond to say that there's many opportunities to come down and see different installations, and what is the future of this? It's not just a building, but it's more than that.
Well, certainly it's more than just an art gallery, although art is at its core, and that will provide the life and soul of the institution. It is going to be operated very much like a major business, and it has a major business aspect to it. I mean, our business plan has us generating significant revenues. So the gallery will not be just a place to see and experience a wide range of art. There are many galleries. Oh, well, there's numerous galleries in the building itself. It'll be a site for breathtaking indoor and outdoor events. Our functions hall, and that's just one of the many spaces, can seat 350 people. It will be the place in Saskatoon to have a corporate function or a big event or a wedding. And that we anticipate that will be constantly rolling through with people. We have a 150-seat theatre auditorium, and that will be programmed on a constant basis with lectures and performances and concerts. We have many other meeting spaces. We'll have the aim is to have a very high-quality restaurant on the ground floor, and of course the downstairs atrium area will be a gathering place for the community. So as well as that, we'll have on the west side we'll have a sculpture garden. So there's many aspects to this institution. It's certainly in a completely different league to the Mendel Art Gallery.
So it's a gallery as a focal point for the community that will draw everyone together, and there's obviously a business case to be made for that. In terms of the significance of this gallery for Saskatoon and you know the businesses here, the long-time residents and new immigrants that are coming here, where do you see not so much the building but the institution? You talk about the future and the excitement building. 24 months from now the doors will open, and what do you think will happen?
Well, you know, what we want to do very much and be very active in this is be a thought leader, not just for the arts, but for the kind of the identity and the life of downtown Saskatoon. So the economic impact of the gallery will be very significant. We will be a driver and a flag bearer for tourism in the city. And that's very much written into our business plan. So we'll be having partnerships with the federal, provincial and municipal tourism agencies, and partnering with them and leveraging their support in terms of putting Saskatoon, the gallery, but by virtue of that, Saskatoon, not only on the Canadian map, but on the world map. We'll be marketing aggressively into North American markets and beyond.
I do recall that when the announcement was made about the lino cuts, there was a couple of comments on some of the internet postings that were up there, where the hell is Saskatoon? And I think that speaks to the significance of this. And it's exciting, I guess, from those in the business community, those residents here that can now bring their mums, dads, brothers and sisters when they come back to visit and as tourists. I know that there hasn't been a conference that I've been on where we haven't seen the local gallery of the city that we've been in. Where do you see, let's say, 5 or 6 years out from this place opening, hopefully some building happening here? Do you see a synergy with Persephone and some of the ripple effect through the downtown, Riversdale, Broadway areas?
No, absolutely. I mean, I have experience in doing this, and the last gallery I ran in New Zealand was in a smaller city, and we, under my leadership, we tripled the audience, and most of that was tourists. We expanded the local audience, but the largest share came from tourists. And it got to the stage where every restaurateur, every hotelier and every taxi driver in that city would know me by name and would always thank me, because every tourist who comes in is going to take taxis. Every tourist who comes in is going to eat. Every tourist who comes in is going to go shopping. So this will be a ripple effect, and the brand will just build over a period of time.
Any truth to the story of Fred Couples coming here one night and asking to be driven past this gallery that he'd heard about so much, or is that just an urban legend?
Well, somebody has told me that. I can't confirm it, but that's what I've heard too. So
it makes for a great story, but I think that's the significance of what we've always envisioned here on the riverbank in terms of people just being able to walk up and down and enjoy it. The atmosphere with, you mentioned the restaurant and being able to come and go. We have the children's play area behind us. I really believe strongly that what we have behind us here is just a testament to a whole lot of hard work, and of course your reputation bringing more of that elevation for the city and putting us on the map, and we can't thank you enough for all the work you've done. Really appreciate that.
thank you. I mean, I think the Remai Modern will be a flag bearer for a new generation of Saskatoon, and it will be very much part of its transformation.
Well, it's real and the countdown is on. We'll be right back.